Hello, welcome to the Chapter 3 Confidential Income Statement Written Procedure Training. This training is presented by the Oregon Department of Education Child Nutrition Programs, also known as ODE-CMP. In this training, we will go over how to complete a written procedure for distributing, reviewing, and approving CIS forms. We will touch on the purpose of having a procedure, guidelines to follow, and the template ODE-CMP created that can be used by sponsors. By the end of this training, you should understand how to create a written procedure for CIS forms. The CIS procedure template can be found on the ODE-CMP CACFP webpage along with many other procedure templates. Sponsors will fill in information as applicable to their program. When you begin to review the procedure template, you'll notice gray lines throughout the document. These are there as sections which require the sponsor to complete with details specific to your organization and operation. If there are sections listed in the template that are not applicable to your organization, you may remove them. Let's take a look at the first step in the procedure. Section A is to determine the record process and timeline. This section includes detailing how and when families will receive the CIS form, when the form will be distributed, how missing forms will be handled, and when complete forms are submitted, who is responsible for reviewing them, and when will the review occur. Continuing on with the record keeping and timeline section of this procedure, the sponsor will continue to provide details on how the CIS will be reviewed for completeness and accuracy, when all CIS will be compiled, and who is responsible for ensuring all forms are received, how errors will be handled if found during the review of the form, and how required follow-up with the households will be handled. Step 4 in the record keeping and timeline section of the procedure has the sponsor provide details on the process of how CIS forms will be reviewed to determine the participant's eligibility, information such as who is responsible for this step and when this step will occur. The remaining steps in the record keeping and timeline section are Step 5, which provides details on the double check in the processed CIS forms, Step 6, which details who is responsible for and when the CIS forms will be completed and collected by. Step 7, which is applicable to those who need to create a 1-month enrollment roster or OMER. Step 8, which requires details on how expired forms will be handled. And Step 9, which details out to the annual distribution of the forms. The last remaining sections of the procedure are sections B and C, which will cover where the records are kept and who the backups are in case the originally designated staff members are not available. Remember, procedures are a guide for staff to follow to ensure programmatic requirements are met and ensuring compliance in the CACFP for your organization. When creating the written procedures, it's important to remember that the details should reflect how operations are actually occurring and continue to be updated as staffing or operational changes occur. Some quick tips are: be as descriptive as possible, as these procedures are used as a guideline for staff when completing CACFP tasks or processes. Train staff on these procedures. Any staff that's listed within the procedure should be trained on its contents so they're aware of the correct and current process. And review procedures regularly. This is important to ensure that as processes change in the operation, the written procedures are updated to reflect those changes. It's expected that the procedures will continue to change and grow as your organization continues to operate the CACFP. Current procedure templates can be found on the ODE-CMP CACFP public webpage under the CACFP Program Compliance column under the Procedures drop-down menu. In this training, we discussed how to complete the CIS template, the purpose of the template, and quick tips in completing and using the template. ODE supports equity and excellence for every learner. This institution is an equal opportunity provider. Thank you for taking this training.